Yo, what's happening, guys? I talk about this in some other videos. It was a minoxidil study that really caught my eye and actually confirmed some things that I was actually thinking before about it. Now, minoxidil, known as Rogaine, but you can get the generics as well. This is the Kirkland generic. This is the one I use, though. This one is the total best of the bunch because it has some other things, azelaic acid that combats DHT. Anyway, there's a 1 year, I'm reading it up here, there was a 1 year observational study done by dermatologists on 984 men with male pattern baldness. And now male pattern baldness, androgenic alopecia, hair loss from DHT. And they were evaluating the effects of a generic 5% minoxidil put on the scalp in areas of thinning hair for a year, and the guys put it on about approximately 1 milliliter of minoxidil on their hair twice a day. So, one thing I did notice when I thought minoxidil used to be worthless. I really did. I thought it was just some, patent that the FDA, that Rogaine labeled the FDA for, and they got, so they sold their product to be expensive. But about 3.5 years ago, I decided to use minoxidil again. And the first thing that I noticed was about a month in or so, maybe a little bit more, that I was losing way less hair in the shower. I would usually get about 70. I know it's hard to count, but that decreased to around 30 or so. Or maybe it was more like 60 to like 30 or 20. But either way, it seemed to be like about half as much as I used to. So I found this study by the International Society of Hair Restoration Surgeons online. I will post a link to it below. That over the year of this experiment, guys started out losing an average of 69.7 hairs from washing in the shower when they started the study, and by the end of it, after 12 months, that number had been cut down to an average of 33.8, and that is over half. So hair loss from washing in the shower was decreased by half. Exact same thing in my experience. Half as much. Wasn't counting for sure, but these guys did, and it certainly seemed to work. There's some other bullet points on the highlights of the study, and I'll let you check them out if you want to. But I'm a believer in minoxidil today. I think it's the formulas have come a long way. The carriers are good, certain ones anyway, and the ones with azelaic acid, and this is the best of the bunch right here, right now, Lipogaine. Really seem to slow down hair loss, and for a lot of guys, get them regrowth as well. So it's good. I mean, there's no reason not to use it, and yeah, I don't know what more to say than that. The price is right these days. One other detail of this study here, they said, they were dermatologists, the investigators, they reported that the hair loss areas, the balding areas, the thinning areas, in 62% of the patients became smaller. They became unchanged in 35.1, and they actually got bigger in 2.9. And that's pretty significant. It shows that over 90% of the people, basically 97% of the people, either stopped their hair loss or stopped it and grew some hair back. So, yeah, the key to this thing is consistency. Don't take weeks off. Use it every day. If you miss a day, pick up right where you left off. But you got to use it consistently. It was rated to be very effective in 15.9% of patients, effective in 47.8 patients, moderately effective in 20.6 patients, and ineffective on 15.7 patients. Now the ultimate thing, and you can check out my little stack or whatever on hair loss from steroids. I tell you everything that I use, how I use it, when I use it, why I use it. I have clinical studies there if you want to check it out. But basically, I use a ketoconazole shampoo because ketoconazole is clinically proven to inhibit DHT. I use Lipogaine, which I just showed you, because it has azelaic acid, which is clinically proven up to 100%, in theory, DHT on the scalp, and that's both types of DHT. Also in the Lipogaine formulas, obviously minoxidil, and that works pretty good. Do your homework on finasteride, Propecia. I use Proscar, cut into fourths, so it's 1.2 to 5 milligrams of Proscar a day. I've had no side effects from it. I know there's horror stories out there, and you know, you just got to do your homework on it. My advice would be to take it for a little while. If you start losing, you know, your sex drive and stuff like that, stop it. The guys that got the permanent side effects were on it for an extended period of time. So it's not like you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have tits and your dick's gonna fall off. So that's my take on it. Okay, and check everything with your doctor, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I've had better success in the past years when normally, you know, after you start uh, getting hair loss, like it gets worse and worse and worse. Just the opposite for me. I've certainly stopped it, and there's been some regrowth too. So I hope this helped you out. Check out hair loss from steroids, and hopefully everything on there, you know, you can use and stuff like that. Take care. Thank you.